Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. Brought to you by Blue Sky Business Consulting. We discuss 5 questions in about 15 minutes. Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. Very excited for our guest today. This is Clifford Starks, and he is from a very pleasantly warm place that we like to call Phoenix, Arizona, where it's about 115 degrees or whatever it is right now for you, Clifford. But Clifford is the founder of Starks Transformational Coaching. And again, Clifford, thank you so much for taking time to be on the podcast today. Tell us a little bit more about some of the projects you're working on.
Yeah, so right now I am focused on the fighter's formula, and I have a series of formulas because what I really learned was when a person has the right formula, it helps them become the right person they can be so that they can lead effectively. So I'm excited to be on this call because, Sean, you're telling me this is budding leaders, starting leaders, and even experienced leaders. So if it serves them in any way, give me a thumbs up or a high five or something, because I take those in droves.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Well, I'll give you 2 right now because I'm excited to talk with you. So we're off to a good start here. All right, Clifford. So the first question, sometimes leaders will run into this where their teams or the employees of an entire company will fall into a kind of a lull as far as their energy levels are concerned. They get a little complacent, whatever it may be. How can leaders infuse energy into their teams?
You know, the biggest thing that I really, really like is you have 2 ears and you got 1 mouth. And God has given us certain things in our life, and we just have to be aware that they're there. And so I go, oh, well, we got 2 ears, we got 1 mouth. That probably means to listen twice as much as you talk. And the other thing that I've learned is we have these 2 eyes and we think the eyes are the truth. But if you play the game long enough, you realize your eyes are your truth. That's not necessarily the truth. So now I say, okay, listen 4 times as much. Listen 4 times as much as you talk. And what I do is I focus on asking the best questions I can for my team so that I can hear them effectively. If I can hear people, then I can act accordingly. And in acting accordingly, we can all rise together.
Oh, I really like that. I have heard over the years, I've heard that, the 2 ears, 1 mouth as a ratio, but I really like that you've added in the 2 eyes and that it's a 4 to 1 ratio, not a 2 to 1 ratio. That's a great insight. I really
Thank
like
you.
that. All right. Question number 2, how can leaders promote learning in their company?
By making sure they're doing what they're promoting. I remember I love my parents to death. I am not talking badly about them or any other parents out there or leaders out there. Because, no, I'm just going to be honest. I've never done it myself because it would drive me so crazy. But I've seen it happen a lot. And that is do as I say, not as I do. Now, how in the heck are you going to effectively have people do something that you're not doing yourself? So if you're effectively promoting learning, go learn, go understand, go adjust, and go ask your team, like, hey, I'm working on learning this thing. Am I doing it right? Your team will gladly tell you if you're doing it right or not. You're like, hey, I'm working on listening. Am I doing it right? No, you suck.
Yeah. They'll give you the feedback if you open the door. That's for sure.
Yep. And that's the thing. Open the door. Open it. And not like, what? You said what? Like, no, just take it in complete graciousness, because when you do that, it allows them to actually help you be better. That's the name of the game. How do you promote learning? You promote learning by learning, getting better. And when people see you get better, they're going to want to get better.
Absolutely. Great insights. Really like that. Live it, open it, share it, because that's part of the learning, in my opinion, is to share it, share what you've learned and let others benefit from it as well. That's great. All right. Question number 3, share with us 1 tip for effective delegation.
I want to make sure that they either love what they're doing or love the outcome for what they're doing. Because I know when it comes to behavioral systems, People either need to love the action they're getting ready to take, or they need to love the outcome of the action they're getting ready to take. And I know there's this place like, you do it this way, and this is the way that we do it. And what I've learned is people really, really like doing what is of service. We naturally want to do that, but we sometimes don't take the time to let them know that, hey, this is why this is serving this. I think just that alone will allow them to want to do it, instead of you helicoptering over them and saying like, why this thing do this?
Right. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's the challenge, is not to helicopter too much. And we have to
Yep.
be connected, but not helicopter. I like that.
Yes.
Question number 4, how can leaders effectively communicate the vision and values and mission and purpose of the company, or the team for that matter, to their employees? How can they effectively do that?
It goes back to the first question you were asking, and that is listen 4 times as much. When I listen and I combine my vision, my values to their story, to their journey, they'll naturally they'll want to rise with the vision and the values. And so I do my best to listen to their stories, because here's what's really cool. If you listen to one person and that person has authority over everybody else, and you share their story, you lift them up, and you also lift all the people up that they respond to. So it's a leveraged activity. And so I go, leverage your activities as much as possible. Say like, okay, who connects to who? Because you can't, as a business owner, as a leader, we can't always talk to everybody.
Right.
So it's like, okay, what are the most effective people to talk to so that it brings everybody else up together?
That's a great observation. I really like that, because you're right. That's one of the challenges, especially if you're not over just a smaller team of, say, 5 to 10, 15 people. But when you start getting into larger organizations and you're a senior leader, a lot harder. You're right. You have to kind of pick and choose who you're going to listen to. It's not that you don't care about the rest of them, but you can't get to everybody. And so you have to be able to not only receive the input from those that you can listen to, but you have to teach that same principle to them so that they can be reaching those people that they can, and you can hear it, albeit not firsthand, but secondhand. And that's almost as good if it's done right. So great observation. I really like that. All right. Last question, our fun question for the day. Let's hear a baseball story from you.
All right. So mine is actually from Babe Ruth. And
From where?
what I loved about Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what I love about Babe Ruth is Babe Ruth was a guy who would swing away. Like he just swung for the fences every single time. And he got the home run record from being a person who swung for the fences. But he also has the most misses too. And what I learned was, if you go after something, go after it big. Go after it as big as you can. Because your haters won't even remember how many times you missed.
Right.
So you might as well just swing for the fences.
Right.
And that is something I've been doing all of my life.
I love it. Okay, I have never, this is, what number episode are you, Clifford? I think you're number 444, but I've got to show you something. I've never done this.
Yeah.
I am taking the camera off my computer, and I'm going to show the audience. Now, for those who are listening to the podcast, I'm sorry, you got to go to YouTube and watch this.
I can see it.
It's Babe Ruth. He's saying, never let the fear of striking out get in your way. So that's
Amen.
exactly what you were talking about. You've seen all the baseball memorabilia now on the wall too.
I love it.
But I love that story, and I love that inspirational thought that you shared from Babe Ruth. We got to keep trying. We've got to keep swinging. You're never going to hit the ball or hit the home run if you're not swinging. It's just that.
Absolutely.
So we got to keep trying.
100%.
And even at, baseball, people will understand this in any sports really, but there are slumps out there. But you don't quit.
And business and leaders, hey, it's all your leaders.
Slumps too. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Oh, great discussion. Great discussion. All right, Clifford, tell us, how can people find you?
Yeah. So there's 2 ways to find me. You can find me on Facebook. Send me a messenger too if there was an insight that you really, really like, because I love hearing what really serves people, and also on LinkedIn under Clifford Starks.
Fantastic. All right. Thanks, Clifford. We really appreciate you joining
Yeah,
us
Sean,
on the
thank you. I
podcast.
appreciate you having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. And thanks to all of you who are watching or listening to the podcast every week. We really appreciate your support. Be sure and subscribe. And a big announcement, if you haven't already, pick up your copy of Rapid Fire Leadership, which is on Amazon. That's our new publication that has just come out, and it's got a whole bunch of great insights for leaders. Thanks so much, everybody. We appreciate you joining us every week, and have a great day. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, go to teamengagementpodcast.com. We also invite you to follow or subscribe to our podcast wherever you may be listening or watching. Is your business thriving? Go to tbs-score.com to find out. Thanks for joining us today. Have a great day.